What's up, weirdo? Shadetree Surgeon here, and today I've got something just a little bit different for you. I know most of you guys tune into these talking head vlogs to hear me just waxing wroth about something I hate. And whether that be unfortunate activism or misleading marketing practices, it's certainly no secret that I will extrapolate oftentimes ad nauseum on subjects that piss me the fuck off. But, little known fact about Shadetree, I can also rant and rave and cuss and yell and gesticulate wildly about things I love too. So let's do a 180 on the channel for this video, because today we're going to talk about a motorcycle manufacturer that's near and dear to my heart, and that's mainly because their mission statement is basically just a picture of Johnny Cash flipping the bird. The kind of company that gets into dick measuring competitions and always pulls out just enough to win. The very mechanical embodiment of zero fucks given, Kawasaki. First, I think a little backdrop change is in order. Now, don't get me wrong, my KTM, it's an absolute workhorse, and Triumph, they'll always be my bottom bitch, but there's just something so undeniable about Kawasaki's big brass balls that just never fails to put a grin on my face. Think about it like this: if the big four Japanese manufacturers were all in high school together, Honda, they'd be the nerdy straight-A student, teacher's pet on the dean's list every year. Yamaha would be the preppy jock whose dad would most definitely own a dealership, and he'd be both captain of the football team and El Capitan of the football team. Meanwhile, Kawasaki's sitting on the back of the bus, and he's got a bitchin' mullet, sells a little dope on the side, and just got suspended from school for doing donuts on the principal's lawn in his Trans Am. And he lets Suzuki ride shotgun if he coughs up some gas money. How did they turn from such a sweet, polite little Japanese schoolboy with so much promise into this white trash, bare-knuckle brawler who lives in a van down by the river and sells Mexican dirt weed to middle schoolers? Where'd they go wrong? Well, if we're gonna psychoanalyze Kawasaki, we need to go all the way back to the beginning, back to its tender, formative years. Because Kawasaki's predilection for downright violent overcompensation stems from some very classic childhood insecurities. You see, when Kawasaki first showed up to America, all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and full of hope, they were selling the Maguro K2, a 500cc twin. A very sensible and well-built bike that was meant to be a cheaper alternative to the Triumphs and BSAs that were so popular in the late 50s and early 60s. They handed us the Maguro K2 with a hopeful smile, and we took one look at it and said, "Well, that sure is a cute little bike you got there, isn't it? Maybe I'll get one for my daughter and she can paint it pink and put a little dress on it." Ha ha ha! We laughed long and mightily at our own wit, while Kawasaki blushed in embarrassment. Adorable motorcycle, we said, but it doesn't make enough power for a real man. Then we went back to our Triumphs and our Harleys, and we didn't give poor Kawasaki a second thought. We left them cold, alone, and crying in the rain. Stinging from our coarse rejection, Kawasaki was inconsolable. The hopeful, exuberant candlelight of Kawasaki's childhood was cruelly snuffed out that day, and what spiteful, shambling beast emerged from that harsh, ink-black night? This new creature was all roped muscle and twisted sinew, bristling, ripping claws and gnashing fangs at every angle. The thing that should not be! Birth thrashing and screaming from the depth of a child's innocence, thirsting only for blood and horsepower, its singular purpose, revenge. A creature that only man's scorn could have created. This new, born-in-blood, Kafka-esque Kawasaki knew only one thing for certain: nobody would ever laugh at them again. Kawasaki wasted no time at all, and by 1965, they were producing the largest displacement motorcycle in Japan's history. But that wasn't near enough to quell their insatiable ego, and by 1969, they had released the magnum opus of two-stroke street dominance, the H1 500cc triple, quickly followed by the original, undisputed Widowmaker, the 750cc two-stroke triple Mach 4 H2. In the early 1970s, there was nothing on the street that was faster and deadlier than the Kawasaki H2. It had terrible brakes, laughable suspension, it twitched, it vibrated, it smoked, and it had a reputation for ending lives. But if you wanted stark, brutal, unquestionable street dominance, Team Green was the only way to go. Unfortunately for those of us who actually like mixing gas, the death of the two-stroke street bike was pretty much sealed by the rise in popularity of Honda's CB750. Undeterred, Kawasaki immediately countered with the Z900, and before Honda could even catch their breath, they said, "Oh wait, did we say 900 cc's? Fuck that noise, how about Z1000? Suck it, Honda!" And thus, the leader bike was born. Honda tried to counter with a 6-cylinder CBX 1000, but then Kawasaki quickly released the KZ 1300. Like I said before, Kawasaki always pulls out just enough meat to win. Not content with just open-class pissing contests, in the 1980s, Kawasaki released the GPZ 550, which would later morph into the ZX6, which basically invented the 600cc class of supersports. And then, when everyone and their brother had leader bikes, Kawasaki decided to pull just one more inch out of its pants and release the ZX11. This is a trend that would continue. Honda released the Blackbird, Suzuki released the Hayabusa, and Kawasaki flipped them both the bird and dropped the ZX14. In touring, Yamaha had the FJR 1300, and Kawasaki basically just stuck bags on their ZX14 and called it the Concourse. Every kid on the block wanted a YZ85, till the KX100 came out. Even the cruiser market wasn't safe when Kawasaki released a 2000cc Vulcan. In fact, the only reason that I didn't actually buy a Vulcan 2000 is because Triumph came out with the Rocket 3. Hell, Kawasaki gives so few fucks that they basically told the entire 600cc class that they invented to go get bent when they bumped up the ZX6 to the 636. And they aren't just all about raw power. You see, Kawasaki has ensured that this monument of pettiness that they've built will last even past the apocalypse by creating the KLR 650. A bike so indestructible that after the bombs drop and we go into nuclear winter, the only things left alive on this scarred rock that we used to call Earth will be cockroaches and KLR 650s. Fun fact, Arson Ride's KLR wasn't actually stolen. It had just survived so many years of thrashing and abuse that Kawasaki decided to capture it for breeding purposes. The fact of the matter is that I identify with Kawasaki. They may not be the prettiest and they're definitely not the most refined, but what they lack in polish, they certainly make up for in middle fingers. And they haven't let the years change them at all. They still took that first defeat so fucking personally that they re-released the H2 as a 240 horsepower supercharged street bike. The new H2 is living proof that yes, you can actually hold a grudge forever. And it's that very antisocial punk rock fuck you attitude that ensures no matter how many bikes come and go out of my life, there's always going to be room for a Kawasaki in my garage. Thanks for making it all the way to the end, guys. I'm sure this video was full of glaring inaccuracies, half-truths, and urban legends, but hey, if I made you laugh even once, go ahead and leave a like on it for me. If you agree with me, or if you disagree with me, leave a comment down below letting me know why. I do read every single comment, and please share this video with a friend, and, of course, subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this. Till next time, guys, keep it weird.